All right, good morning and welcome back. We're working on Ali Chat. We're getting closer to the end of the app. So what am I going to be doing today is I'm going to be filling out the board here, as well as working through any of the remaining little issues that we're encountering. What's the app about? So this is a RSS mount routing project. Here I can show you if you like. Right here though, I need to add in something here on my send message, which is going to be a chat color. And in this case, I'm just going to do a temporary one where everything is 00000. Okay, that'll rebuild the Angular app. Okay, and now we can run the backend. Just to make sure Mongo's up and running. Good. Okay, the server isn't going to necessarily start yet because I need to add in my default bots. So this is my static web page, and I need to bring in a new version of this. So over here in the board, I'm going to say that I need to have a new... Hey Cloaked, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Got a new job. Congratulations. What are you doing these days? And here we're going to say recreate static site so mobile controls are available. Okay, we'll create that. Okay, back over here in the app, when I click login, I'm going to have a new task here, and I'm going to say correct, or we're going to say update pictures on static website. And also we want to say update content on static website. Okay, we'll log in here using Google. And welcome to Ali Chat. So we can have a number of different streams and sources on screen. So let's drop back down to one. And the first thing I want to do is add a couple of bots. So the first one is I'm going to add a Twitch bot. And I need to change this to be my other user. So just 1 second, please. Okay, back with you. After I quit the last job, I found a job as a PC and electronics seller in the Danish Best Buy. It's awesome selling stuff I know about. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're happy. That's the key. Okay, so we've added our Twitch bot here. And it looks like that I have some logic in here for making sure that I'm getting my user from Twitch if I look at this, it doesn't have anything about the chat color, so that's okay. Okay, so we've added the Twitch bot, and there it is. The next one is we want to add a Discord bot. And we want to add this to Pixel Horror Studios. Still coming to Silicon Valley to co with you when I'm done in my CS education. I'm a little bit more south than Silicon Valley, but sounds good, man. Okay, we are also going to add in here a WebSocket bot, and I'm going to say that this is called WebSocket Bot 1. And we're going to say WebSocket Server. And then we're also going to add in a TCP bot called TCP bot, and we're going to say that this is TCP server. So now over in here in streams, I'm going to create a new stream, and I'm going to call this stream 1. we're going to create a route here, which is inbound for my Ali chat. Let's go back over here to bots, and I need to create one more Twitch bot here for my liver dev trying. So give me one more second to input this one. Okay, back with you. And there we go. So now what I can do is in my stream, I can create an inbound route here for liver dev trying. And we're also going to create an outbound route for liver dev trying. And we're going to make a path here in the, well, actually, let me remove this route. That's interesting. So remove routes didn't seem to work. There we go. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want my route here to be done with Ali chat. And we want to put her in the path. Okay, there's a bug. We're going to say when creating a path, if no server/channel is selected, there is no error and it defaults to loading. Okay, so we're going to create another path here for an outbound Ali chat. Let me go ahead and reload this. There we go. So now we have it going to liver dev trying. We want to have an outbound route for Ali chat going to liver dev trying. We want to make a new inbound bot for Discord. And I want to add a path here. I don't currently have any paths, so I need to wait for my backend to populate the paths. So we'll do that next. This needs to be the outbound for liver dev trying. And then we're also going to create a new inbound for my WebSocket. A new outbound for my WebSocket. And here I want to say route create modal needs to have the drop-down box sorted. Okay. And we also want to have a new TCP server here and here. Need to disable route create modal dropdown if by individual bot if the bot is already created for the route. Okay, so let's restart the app so the backend starts back up this time. This is a message routing bot, so you'll see what it does right now. That I have everything set up on it. We'll give it a login. And this time, when I look here, I can select stream one. Well, let's first go over here and finish setting up our inbound here. So for inbound, I'm going to put it in gaming end of the line. And for outbound, I'm going to create a new one. And this should bring me back here to auth in again because I need to create a webhook out to Pixel Horror Studios game end of the line and we'll auth it. And there it is. And now back here in streams, I have my outbound path here called game end of the line. So when I look at Discord, go to join my channel. One thing I need to do is go to my task manager, and under startup we want to enable Discord. So now what I can do is I can join this stream. So when I look at my Discord channel, underneath gaming end of the line, and I do test message 1, we can see that this got relayed over to my chat. It also got relayed here into my Twitch chat. Additionally, if I was to stop the back end and look at my test apps, I'm going to need to populate these really quick. So to do that, I'm going to grab out of my SQL server. And in here, I want to look at my PHS for bots. And I don't want to show this on screen, so just a second. And the one I want is a WebSocket bot. So this is the ID now. And then also the server and all of this. This is going to be called WebSocket bot 1. Let me close that window too. And then also I need to select the ID here and copy this in. Like that. Oops. That was for a WebSocket bot. So let me change that. So if I look at my WebSocket bot, what I'm passing here is the server ID. But I'd like this to be passing something more reasonable. So instead of passing a server ID, I should pass well, I could pass a WS hub. That would do it. But that would mess up my backend for this. If I look at my BLL under models for a bot WebSocket. Hey, remote, welcome back. This is done with a number of these base WebSocket behaviors, which is being created in here. This is your successful connection. And this one's passing in your behavior.path. So if I look down here at my WebSocket auth, this is joining the WebSocket path from ServiceBot's WebSocket. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear about that. How are you feeling? How long am I streaming for today? Probably a couple of hours, probably till about 11:30. So it's 8 now. So this looks a little incorrect to me. What we want to do is I only want this to be in one hub. Because then when you join this, and you're broadcasting to oh no, because it's a base WebSocket behavior, and there's one of these for all of them in the session. So you do need to pass that in. So what that means is on the back end here, I need to give this a different ID. This WebSocket needs to get a unique identifier. So let's do that. If I look at the WebSocket bot, the ID is this one. We're going to say this is WebSocket bot 1. And then we want to give this thing the ID of a that. Okay? And then on the WebSocket bot, or on the TCP bot, we're going to change this one so that my OAuth is this. And my ID is this one here. Okay, so now when I run this again, you can see the backend started successfully. This is our web API. This is the static website. It hurts like a lot. My whole jaw feels like it's been broken, but now you play WoW. At least, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really sorry. That does not sound like a fun time to me. Did this not start? I don't think it started. Let's try it again. What monitor is this? It's a Predator ultra wide, and it's 3440 by 1440 at 100 hertz, and it's like that. Okay, so here it is. We'll log in. We're also going to, where's my Solution Explorer? We're also going to start up here a TCP bot. And then here we're going to start up a WebSocket bot. So when I look back here and I join my stream, oh, it needs a moment to join the WebSocket path because it joins the server. So it hasn't joined yet. If I look here at my bots for WebSocket, I want to see where I join this path. So let's try it again. What's your keyboard? Hey there, Riley Bethard STV. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. My keyboard is a bloody keyboard, light strike keyboard. Uses UV switches instead of, it uses UV lights to detect key presses as opposed to switches. Still waiting for this to join the path. It should. Okay, so here it goes. For each one of my streams, it's going to look for my route. It's going to get my type, where it's a type of WebSocket. And my path server doesn't contain it, so now I'm going to join the path. Looks good. So now when I join my WebSocket bot, I still don't see it connecting. So let's try it one more time here. And this time we want to see what happens when on your server auth we should have a check if authorized. Still waiting for that WebSocket to load. I guess I never did that, so I know that it's loaded now. So we're going to try to join it again. It's acting like it's never sending that across the pipe. So we're going to join here. And we're going to get my connection type called disconnect. And if I look at my args for this, doesn't tell me anything. Oh, this one was connecting. Okay, so here I want to see my on open, on close, on message event, on error. We'll try it again. Hey Riley, welcome. I've been recently learning web development and I got down HTML and CSS, now learning JavaScript. Any advice? Yeah, pick up TypeScript. It's very similar to JavaScript, but it's more useful in my opinion because it's typed. Okay, so that looks fine. Waiting for this thing to join here. This server ID is 386BCB. Yeah. So we're going to look at this thing and join my service. And my path here is 38B. So this is my new behavior instance, which I should be getting when I connect here. Okay, on close, an error has occurred while connecting. Well, that's not very useful. Especially when this used to work. Why wouldn't that be kicking through? Because this should be working. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to change the port in just a second to 127.0.0.1 so I get the loop back. Hey there, crazy CLI. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Okay, so that didn't take. Okay, I need to fix something here on here. We want to maximize this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then I want to do a Windows 10 turn off arrow shake. We're going to go to local group, and then underneath user configuration, administrator templates, desktop, we should have a turn off arrow, and we want to enable that. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go ahead and stop this again. And one thing I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to change my global to be (127.0.0.1), and we're going to try it again. That's interesting. Waiting for it to join that WebSocket path. There it is. Try it again. Fail. And it's not telling me why. If I look at my service bot's WebSocket here, at my server, I want to go ahead and look at my server start and server stop. Try it again. It doesn't seem like now it's ever starting. Let's try that again. Try it again. It says it started. Should be adding that service around sometime here. So I'm going to take a look at the state of this server object. Is listening is true. Its address is at 000. So maybe it's that. So when I look here at my server join, I should be able to add in here like a URL. So if I was to change this to be a string URL, and then I change that here to be a string URL, my errors are here. Shoot. And so now here, this wants me to start this with a string. Which is going to change here. I'm going to change this to be a string. And then that means that this one changes here. Okay, that looks fine. And then where this is being built, we're going to change this to be a ws://globals dot, and then we want like this, Ali chat poll URL, colon, and then the port. We'll run that again. This, I think, is a different URL. If I was to look at this server, it is. It ends in a 7, not a 3. Yeah. So back here in the WebSocket client, we'll swap those out, give it a run. Okay, everything's started up. Go ahead and start my web client in anticipation. Okay, so we joined the path, I joined the WebSocket, and this time it joined. And there it is connected. So now we're also going to connect the TCP bot. And up here now I'm going to say this is a test from WebSocket. And you can see that this was relayed to all the other channels here. Same thing here, hello from TCP, which does the same thing. And you can see that, in fact, that this is getting routed back here. And then hello from Discord. And then the last one is here, hello from Twitch. So all that is working. So the first thing that I want to do now is when I open this up, I want to take a look here at my, just a second. So the box is done. Streams was not what I was wanting to do. I wanted to clean up in my here, my WebSocket bot. I need an identifier in here for the room. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, the first thing is on my front end, I want to look at my hub, which is under core services called Web Hub service. And in here, I should have something called you should have it in here as a request. No. Request. If I look here in my shared, no, under my feature components, this is a bots, and then a single bot. This has some if statements in here. It will now. So what I want to do is I want to have a new field in here called, if it's an existing bot, here we have is showing password. And so we'll do one more of these, and I want to do this as a so this one's going to be called server ID, like that. Okay. And so now in the bots component, we need to have a server ID, which is a string. So where you receive this, it's going to be bot.server. Now, is that the same? It's not. So it's the server ID, which comes off of a application user dot no. So you have server name on here, but do you have server ID? Like that. So over here, we're going to add on here a string called server ID. And then over here in my library, that's annoying. In my library, I want to change my DTOs here for a bot to have a server ID as a GUID. And then I want to do the same thing here as a server ID for the VM GUID. Okay. So here, where this is being mapped, I also want to say your four-member server ID. I want to map this one. Okay. Same thing for the WebSocket bot. Same thing for the Twitch bot. Same thing for the Discord bot. And that should be it for that. So now that we have our server ID, we're going to do a this.serverID equals bot.serverID. In my create request, I want to add in here a, it doesn't matter. So now when I do this again, try it one more time. We log in. And I look at my bot under WebSocket bot. Now I get a server ID. So I want to, on this, make it a break here. And then on my auto mapper, where we did this, I want to do this as a encoding dot and we want to do UTF-8 dot, who is that? Hey there, Ramitron. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the chat. And this one we want to do a get bytes because we're going to do a convert dot. And on here we want to say change all tokens to be stored in the database as base 64 encoded strings. This includes modifying the auto map for bots to remove encoding. We'll create that. So this is going to be a 2 base 64 string from my array of these bytes. Strange what's happening there. Like that. So let's go ahead and do that for each of these. And we'll reformat that. Come on. Did they change that? Control K, Control D. I guess it's not going to format that for me. And we'll try it again. Didn't look like it started there, right? So we'll try it again. And why don't we change my startup orders so that the very first one that starts up is, we'll do this one as the last one. There it is. We'll log in. Check out my bots. So now I think my auto map is erroring. Because this server ID is a string, not a GUID. Okay, we'll log in. Go to bots. There it is. We look at the WebSocket bot. And this time I have a base 64 encoded server ID. So what that means is in my BLL for web service auth, I want to first get a here, I want to do my var decoded token is equal to your convert dot to, so we have a from base 64 string of my token, and I want to do a encoding dot get string of this. Could not connect. Please try again later. And all you want to do here is an await server.disconnect client of your behavior and your service instance. WebSocket service is what? Okay, so you should have that. In your behavior.Websocket service. Now, if I look at this one, I can get rid of this. Because this is behavior.Websocket service. Which means that up here, my disconnect client just has one. Looks like you could do the same thing here on my is authorized. Same thing here. This needs to be a get or a UTF-8.get string. Like that. And then we're going to fire this event here, which is a disconnect. And this is going to say connect error. And in this case, we don't know our server or our bot. So we'll just remove this stuff. Oh no, it needs to, because this event is getting fired in one layer up here. And this is where you remove it. Like that. And that just wants your WebSocket service ID, which we have, so that should be fine. Okay, we can get rid of this. And then this one. Okay, if I look down here under my events, args, WebSocket, and that's fine. And right there. And there. Okay. This needs to be behavior. And then if I look at my this, we have my decoded token here. And this is overriding my WS auth server, which is in the core auth, so it doesn't get invoked here. And then up on my WebSocket client, I'm going to want to do a var encoded token equals convert dot to base 64 string of my encoding.utf8.get bytes of this token. So the token is fine. It needs to be of this server ID. Encoded server ID. Like that. So back over here in your auth, it's not this one, it's your So let's look at all the places where this path is defined. The first one is here. That's fine. This one we need to have my That one's fine. This one's fine. This is going to be a decoded server ID. And this is from my let's go down one layer. This one doesn't include a server. So we go up one layer. So again, when you're passing this one here, we're passing our encoded server ID, which is being picked up by this WebSocket server, which is being managed by here. But your path actually needs to be encoded. So this, I'm going to say that this is a encoded path. Well, the problem is that if we send that thing across, then if I look at my server, when we add my service here, you're doing it to this path. So back over here where we're adding the service, we're going to look for any path server where the type is WebSocket, and then if my new services don't contain so we're going to change this one to be a string. And so here we're going to say var encoded server ID equals encoding dot UTF-8 dot get bytes of my path server dot server ID dot toString, and I want to do a convert dot to base 6 from to base 64 encoded string of that. So if it doesn't contain this one, then you want to try to get it out. And if you can't, you're going to set the path here, and you're going to add your new service. Hey there, Fallen Hope. How are you doing? Welcome back. So this one, we first need to decode the path, or we need to have the encoded path. This is a decoded server ID. It's going to be a from base 64 string. Like that. Hey there, Lorelai 011. How are you? Just got back from work, even though I don't work today. That's a sad day. That's a bummer, man. Well, welcome home. Okay. So if your new services don't contain the key like that. Okay. That looks fine. Feels clerks, man. This isn't right. This isn't a GUID anymore. This is going to be a var decoded path, server ID, is equal to encoding dot UTF-8 dot get bytes of my behavior dot WebSocket service dot path, and we want to do this as a convert dot to from base 64 string. And now if we can get this GUID out of here, like that. So we're going to check it here. And I'm going to check it here. And we'll run it. Hey, Patrick. How are you doing? I'm using Discord.net. It's very similar to SignalR. So this time when I look at what I'm passing across the pipe, it should be this. Starts with MZG2. Yeah, that's right. Okay, join the WebSocket path. Okay, that one was a little unhappy with me, so let me try it again. Never made it here. Okay, so here my encoded server ID looks right. We're going to join the path. Which is here. And it's a 2 lower. So now when I join it, cool, just wondering, no problem. Still says it's failing. If I look back here at the service, is this ever getting fired? No. That was a dumb mistake. Wait for it to join the path. There it is. We join the WebSocket server. There it is. It connects. No. Still nothing. We don't want it to be too lower. Wait for it to join. Okay, in here, I want to add purchasable items and limits to number of resources. Okay, we're going to join the WebSocket. Still failing. Hey there, Winter Devil. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Which when you join your service here, okay, it's still not. Let's try it one more time, and then if this doesn't work, we're just going to go back to how it was. It should be joining the right path. Yeah, that looks right. MG with a capital M3. It doesn't like it. So let's go back here and we'll remove this. We'll just put that one right in there. And then back over here in the bots, we'll get rid of this. Like that. This one, we can make this a GUID again. Okay, so this one is a GUID.try-parse of my service.path GUID and that. Like that. Let's try it again. Wait for it. Should be joining that path any moment. There it is. My WebSocket model has a path of that server ID. Now it's going to join that path. Okay, we got an issue here. If I was to revert this, and I look at my okay, we're going to do this dot to lower again. And then we're going to look at this one. Which looks fine. And then we're going to look at this one, which is that like that. And that's coming from the path. So let me go into my source tree for a moment. I'm working on an application called Ali Chat. It's an RSS routing project. It's just about completed, to be honest. We'll worry about that in a little bit. If I was to look at my changes here, this looks very close to the same. Okay, this one. I'm going to discard this hunk. Everything else should be working from what I'm seeing. This is the WebSocket. The ID here is 386BC. Ends in a 37. The token for the WebSocket is 6000. We'll discard this hunk. And we'll try it again. Well, I do when I'm working by myself. When I'm on Twitch, a lot of these videos go up on youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Fallen Hope got it. Let's try it again. Yeah, I'm only about 4 videos behind right now. Okay, there it is joining the path. Okay, up here on the client, go ahead and run it. And at least now it's working again. We'll just take one more thing. So now we're connected. So we'll do that one more time, which is that up here, I'm first going to do a var encoded server ID equals encoding.utf8.get bytes of this thing. .to lower. And we want to do that as a convert .to base 64 string. Okay. And then over here in my auth server, when I'm joining here, we'll do that. And then a to lower. And that looks good. And this one, I want to do my var decoded token equals, or is it an encoded token? So we can just copy that again from here. Like that. And then if you can't get that, then you're going to create it and join it. That should do it. Let's try it again. Okay. So wait for it to join the WebSocket path. Here it is. The model has this to lower. So now when we try to join it from the WebSocket path, hey there, the UK dude, welcome back. It's been a bit. This time it joined. Okay. And this happened in my auto mapper here, which is that all of these things needs to be the same thing dot to lower. And that's looking pretty good. So the next thing that I want to do is add chat color picker using NGX color picker. Okay, all of that's looking good. I want to also add on here test, currency, and command set and commands CRUD methods. Because we really want to have a color picker here. If it'll let me, and we'll just do a test message. And we should see that, there it is in chat. So I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back here in 11 minutes. When we come back, we're going to keep going on Ali Chat. We have our board, which we're starting to make our way through. And I think we'll add in the color picker. And then also I think at that point we're about ready to do our styling. So let me actually add one more thing on the board here, which is add styling. And also what I can do is I can stop this one for a moment and this one here for a moment and jump in here to my source tree. We can make a commit here, which is going to be filling Jira board. Next, we'll add color picker. And we're going to commit that out, push it out. This one's done. This one's done. This one we can delete. We need to add in here complete web API, and then also we need to have a complete client services. So we'll do this one following. And then I'm also going to add in here my routes, sorting, an error, and we'll add our purchasable items. So this time I'm going to be working on add chat color picker, AC20. So we're going to merge this back into master. And I'm going to push that out. And then I'm also going to branch here for AC20. Oops, let's go ahead and delete that. And I meant to, in my master branch, I meant to merge in development. And we'll push that out. And then I want to do a branch here for AC20 and push that out. And so through my webhook, I should see this updated here. We'll also start assigning these to me. And here we can see my commit. Or is this not attached to the board? It might not be attached to the board yet. So I'll do that in a moment. First thing is I want to finish assigning all of these to me. And then I want to go in here to my releases. And I'm going to go ahead and add one here called version 0.0.0.0.1. And we're going to put this as today, and I'm going to go for a release on the 28th, which gives me 2 weeks. And we'll add this. And then back here on my board, I can add this into a fixed version of 0.01. And I also want to have a add release notes. Need to add the fixed version to a few more of these. Okay, we want to add in here my add release notes, my complete web API, my add styling, and my complete client services. That's what I think I can get done in this next sprint. So now I'll make sure that all that's in the correct fix. And that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is take a break. I'll be back here in 11 minutes. Thanks for staying with me. If you haven't, make sure you check us out, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com, and all these videos go up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. See you guys in 11 minutes.